Today we're going to talk a little bit about making big goals and then breaking them down into teeny tiny pieces. Hey Word Nerds, it's Kelly. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics in the world, goal setting. You guys know me, I love to set goals, hopefully achieve them, but basically put all of myself into accomplishing things that I can be proud of and that can help me in the future, etc., etc., etc. All too often I find myself creating these really big, exciting goals that I just want to dedicate all of my time to and accomplish as quickly as possible, and then find I am getting intimidated or overwhelmed, which never leads to good things. So today I want to talk about something that I'm trying to implement more often and that has been really helping me to actually achieve the goals I've been setting for myself. Basically what it comes down to is taking that big goal and breaking it down into small, manageable pieces, really as small as you can get them without getting kind of ridiculous and spending all of your time checking off these little stages. Because looking at big goals on your to-do list or vision boards or any of those kind of things can be exciting, but sometimes it's hard to know where to start or what your next step is supposed to be. So taking an hour or two at the beginning of your journey towards achieving that goal to break it down into all of its little pieces can be so valuable and make a big difference when it comes to actually keeping yourself moving forward and hitting that deadline or goal or end game, whatever it may be. So say you're looking at writing a book, something a lot of us want to achieve either for the first time or a repeat of a miracle we'd previously achieved. Take that goal and break it down into its pieces. If you are a plotter, then you need to start with your outline. How much of your story do you already have? Do you need to outline each individual chapter, or do you just want general story beats? Break that down into what makes the most sense for you. There isn't going to be a formula for all of the steps that are going to work for everyone, but find out what works for you, where you usually start, what makes the most sense for you, and write it all down. Put it in a to-do list or in a notebook, somewhere you can check things off or cross them off, whatever feels the most encouraging for you. Then it's going to come to actually drafting the book, which is where things can get a little bit ridiculous if you let them. I would say start really small if you're having trouble getting going. Writing just a single sentence can be something that you get to check off, and then move that up to a paragraph. But you don't want to let yourself stay here too long, otherwise you're going to be stopping at every paragraph or every page written to go over to your notebook or whatever in order to check that thing off. Eventually you want to get this up to something a little bit more substantial, like finishing a chapter, even if you do need to break that down into 500 word blocks, that when you go and check off writing that chapter, you also get to check off how many boxes of 500 words you managed to write, whatever is going to make sense for you. If you had your outline, you'll already know how many different chapters you're going to have on this list, and you'll get to see yourself getting closer and closer to that finish line. This can also help you set deadlines for how quickly you want to write this book, what makes sense and is actually manageable versus what is going to push you and keep you excited and motivated and challenge you if that's something you want to do. But really any kind of goal can be broken down into smaller micro goals. In some cases you're going to need to do a little bit of research into what is going to be involved with achieving your goals. And then in other instances, it's just going to be about sitting down, taking the time to think it through and figuring it out. And then you get to get going and jump in and know as you achieve each step what's going to come next. As always, the important thing is going to be to take it one day at a time, not get too overwhelmed, and keep plowing forward even when things get challenging or you miss a couple of steps or things don't go quite as planned. Just take time to readapt, readjust, and figure out what you need to do next. From there, you're going to be able to continue to move forward towards achieving your goals. If you find yourself continually blocked on something, see if you can break it down into even smaller steps, things that are going to get you going again, even if they only take 5 or 10 minutes in order to get that check mark. Really, through all of this, I'm sure you can tell I am super fueled by check marks and check boxes and momentum and streaks and all of that fun stuff. So hopefully this was somewhat helpful if any of you are similarly inclined. And if your next goal is to write a book, don't forget to join us on Sunday for our next live chat, which is going to be another Camp NaNoWriMo write-in. Hopefully we will all get plenty of words written and get that much closer to achieving our goals. In the meantime, happy reading, happy writing, and I'll see you next time.